So from the lender's perspective, I think what people miss is when they hear you say that, they go, well, that sounds crazy. Like, why would you do that? It sounds risky. But it's not risky if you have the knowledge, because as a lender, you have to be the person who's going, I'm not worried about you. I know me, and I can look at a deal and tell you if it's a good deal or not. And if you don't do your part, there's still some safety in that deal. So lenders like you that use their own money, they tend to be comfortable using their own money because they have their own experience. So talk about what are some of the things you look for now. Like, I bring you a deal. I don't want people to think that you just go, look, I don't need to see anything about you, Nick. I don't even need to see a license. Where do I send the money? Obviously, there's some requirements, but like, what makes a good deal to you that you go, cool, these are kind of my standards that I look for that makes it okay for a thumbs up to lend somebody money?
You know, the aspect to approval process is all about the house, right? So it's the value of the house that you found. It's not your credit or your tax or any of your credentials, okay? Matter of fact, if you have no experience, that's great, because I give you my contractors, my material supply. There's like 4 pages of my terms, and my lending is a big program. But the point is that it's the valuation of the property. And so many real estate investors that are rehabbers have trouble. You hear bad stories about rehabbing because the lender wants 25% down, but they didn't care what the real value was because they knew they were safe by, and then it was a bad deal. And so you can't sell it. And then the bank takes it back, and then you lose money, and they got your 25%, right? So therefore, because it's my money and you're not technically losing any because you never spend any, I'm going to make sure that the numbers all work out because it's in effect my money. So for me and us, we work together to determine, hey, look, that rehab cost looks pretty good. Hey, that ARV looks a little bit off. Okay. It's more, and so we come to agreement on those numbers so we know we have a great deal with a profit. Now, for me, what will I lend on? I won't lend on a rehab if you're not making a minimum of $20,000 profit. Minimum. So many people, like in St. Louis or Florissant, they'll buy a $70,000 house, okay? They'll buy a $50,000 house and they'll put $20,000 in it, okay? So they got 70 in it, and they'll sell it for 80 and they'll make 10,000. And they're like, oh, cool, that's 10,000. I'm like, no, that is not worth your time and your effort. Let's do the $150,000 house. We can put 50 in it and sell it for $275. It's the same number of checks to the contractors. They're just bigger numbers on each check. So for me, you have to have a minimum of $20,000 profit, on that rehab. That's my criteria to start with, basically. And then after that, it's all about, determining the correct rehab scope, the correct rehab cost, and the correct after repair value.